And I am live. What's going on, everybody? Sorry I had to go pick up my girlfriend from work last minute. Wasn't really expecting that, and then she grabbed me because I got a thing to go to tomorrow, and she's going to be working on a vest for a costume. We're doing like some kind of cosplay day at the park, something. I don't know. We did it a couple times, or we did it the last couple years, and it's always a lot of fun. But we're getting all out this year, making our costumes, all that stuff. But yeah, today was fun. I woke up at 2 o'clock this morning and didn't really do anything. I was really tired, but I couldn't sleep, so I just got up and then, got on Dusty's show at what time? Man, that must have been around 6 o'clock. And then hung out, talked with them a little bit. And I was working on a bunch of stuff that I need to prep to get listed. I got these little models that I've been working on. But, yeah, besides that, I finally got sick of looking at little tiny inch-tall models and decided to go hit some garage sales, which, good choice. Yeah, there's still a lot of garage sales going on in Colorado. It's nice, nice out. It's still really warm. The weather's been great. So just got on Yard Sale Treasure Map, and boom, they were all over the place. So we, the first couple that I went to were not even there, which is normal. Scott Zilke, what's up, Scott? And what's up, Thrift Daddy? Yeah, made some pretty good money today. I think I spent $110 total, something like that. And I filled up my car. I mean, it was a lot of stuff, but a lot of really good quality stuff, like you're going to see. But it's all for eBay. I don't think I got anything that can go to Amazon. And I haven't been sending anything to Amazon anyway. Amazon, it's kind of dead to me. I mean, I'm still doing a lot of merch, trying to get some t-shirt designs up, but focusing more on that and less on the eBay, or less on the FBA thing. And I mean, if it'll sell on Amazon, it'll sell on eBay. And if I bought it, then I'll make a profit on either platform. So I don't really care that it's not like the most possible. I've got more control over it on eBay. So that's where I've been kind of focused. But yeah, I got a bunch of clothes. A lot of motorcycle gear. I had this one place that I stopped by. They were selling a ton of old dirt bike stuff, just like jerseys and padded pants and just all that kind of stuff. But I picked out some of the nicer stuff and grabbed that because it was cheap. And then, bought some clothes for my kid. And but they had a PlayStation 2 there. And this guy was looking at it when I walked up. And it was like an old school PS2 Slim. And it had a binder full of games. And they weren't even all PS2. A lot of them were Xbox 360. Didn't know that while the guy was looking at them. But he was like, "What do you want for this?" So the lady called her husband, and he was like $25. And I'm thinking in my head, this is the second video game thing that I'm gonna blow this week. This is bull. Because just the other day I was at a Goodwill and I saw a copy of what was the name? Tales of Destiny 2 sitting in the showcase. I was just like, oh my god. Flagged down the showcase worker, and he came walking up to me with another guy who had one off to grab him so that he could look at that game. And if you don't know what Tales of Destiny 2 is, it's probably one of the most rare, if not the most rare PS1 game ever. Probably in the condition it was in would have probably sold for $120 to $150. So I was really bummed that I missed out on that. And then to walk into another garage sale and have this dude looking at a PS2 Slim with a stack of like 100 games probably and about to pick it up for $25, I was mad. But he put it down, walked away, and I was just like, I'll take it. So I didn't even wait. I just paid the lady, put it in my car, and then went back to the rest of the garage sale. But yeah, we're gonna get to that. It's a little buried. I also went to a estate sale. I went to probably stopped at 3 different estate sales, and uh, only one of them was good. The other ones were like the owned and operated. Somebody hired somebody to come in. But the first one that I stopped at was one of those where it was like, "Hi, we're the family. We're doing this on our own. Pick out what you want, and then make us an offer." Which, in my head, usually tells me they're just trying to get everything out of the house so they can sell it. So I knew this was going to be good if I could find anything that was halfway decent, and I actually did really good at that place. I was impressed with some of the stuff. I probably could have picked up a lot more, but it was a lot of long tail, and I didn't want to deal with that much of that kind of stuff right now. We're really going for the quick flips today, but yeah, then stopped at a couple other garage sales that I did all right at. But yeah, let's get on with it. One of the little garage sales I stopped at, they had a bunch of DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff, but they had a copy of Planes in brand new and sealed. Now, these Disney movies, they come with a digital copy. You can sell the digital copies for like $5 to $10 on just the code on Google Plus. There are communities out there that lets you just like basically link up with people that are looking for movie codes, and Disney codes do really well there. Then you can just sell the Blu-ray and the DVD on eBay for another 10 or 15 bucks, but I paid $3. I'll get my money back real quick on that. Some of the clothing I picked up: Air Jordan long sleeve jacket. Paid $1 for this, and it's like the classic Bulls colors and everything. So this will easily go for I don't know, 15 or 20 bucks, I'm sure. But I found a bunch of clothing that was my kid's size, mostly jeans. But yeah, anytime I can find kids' jeans, they're decent for like $1 a piece, I'll buy them. Just, if they're all the same size, similar style, same brand even, you can actually let your kid wear them until they grow out of them, and then put them on eBay and sell them. So that's usually what I do with this stuff. She's growing out of stuff pretty quick right now, so make sure and try and get her the nicer brands. Those were Rebel, which I've never heard of, but they look good, and then Nautica, Levi's always do good. Good little staple. How many pairs did I get? Jeez. Oh yeah, that's right. I got her a few pairs of jeans, and I got her this Justice jean jacket. It's a pretty nice one, but I think I paid $3 for this. But kids love Justice. I don't know why. Premium kids brand. This is another one that anytime I see it, I pay attention. I don't always buy it, but Under Armour, anything is worth looking at, especially if it's cheap. Under Armour is pretty freaking awesome. So this is the kind of thing I could take it to a local consignment shop down here, and they'll buy it right away for, $4 or $5 per item. And then let's see, yeah, another pair of Levi's. It's camo. But onto the motorcycle gear. That's what I thought was cool. It was all motocross, but it was like high-end motocross. Thor and Fox Racing, which those two brands. Thor's not as good, but Fox Racing is really good. And a lot of this stuff had a matching jersey, and they had the pads and all that other stuff too. But a lot of that was beat. But they had like the boots, and they were just couldn't buy it all, but they had so much of it. But yeah, anytime you can get the motocross pants with, the pads on it and the rubber, the armor, I guess you could say, in the right brands. I mean, you're talking $30, $40 for a pair of pants with the matching jersey. So I'm always jumping on that. Very happy to find it. I don't find a whole lot of stuff like that. But like these Fox Racing pants, these are brand new. Look at them. Beautiful. I don't think they've ever been worn. Kid size, so they're not as good, but there were a lot of adult size stuff in it too. Obviously, the dad played a lot harder than the kids because the adult stuff was much more beat up, but some of it wasn't bad. Like I got this Honda Racing 2XL jersey. That's probably like $20, I would say, except, okay, this one doesn't have the name on it, but a couple of them had the name screen printed on there. If anybody has a good way to take screen printing off of a jersey or a shirt, I would appreciate it. Like this guy here. Oh, this one's really bad. This is like a patch that they glued on. But see what I mean? Jimenez. Luckily, Jimenez is a pretty popular name. So good chance that with the brand Fox Racing, I'll still be able to sell this with the size and the condition and everything. But yeah, then I had this. It's actually two jerseys that same brand, but they match. They've got the name screen printed on them though, like I said, Lundeen, and that's not a very popular name, so I'm probably gonna have to try and get it off. But like I said, it's just screen printing, so I think I can get that off pretty easily. Yeah, just like heat gun it or something. But yeah, if anybody knows a good way to get that screen printing off of a jersey, then hit me up. Let me know. You can post it in my group or whatever. But it did have matching pants. These are, like I was saying before, armored motocross pants. Pretty good. Sell quite a bit. Move pretty fast, and matching design, same brand, all that stuff. So I think I might be able to get it with two jerseys and the pants, maybe $70 or $80, maybe more. I don't know. I didn't really look this stuff up when I bought it. I just knew I was getting a good deal, so I didn't spend that much time. But then I've got the matching shirt for the kids' pants. That'll bring that one up to 50 or 60. And then I've got another set here, matching jersey and pants. This is Shift. Still, that's another good brand. But as you can see, it's a kids, but it'll still go for $20, $30 minimum. And let's see here. Couple more pair of pants, similar style. One of them's Fox Racing, another one is Shift. So I'll be listing that stuff probably Sunday. Here's another pair of those Fox Racing pants, and like I said, a lot of this stuff looked brand new. You can't pass on this stuff. I mean, I think I paid $5 a pair for the pants and $1 each for the jerseys, and then when I got done, she wanted $89 for everything. There was a lot of stuff, and I talked her down to $80. So it's kind of pretty much got the shirts for free, or you could say I got my kids' clothes for free. I don't know, however you want to look at it. Then got a back brace that matches that one set as well, so that'll help that little lot go a little bit quicker. And but these were really good. Two pair of Alpine Star motorcycle boots. They're kind of a smaller size, so they won't go as well. This pair's a little beat up, but I think that I can. It's in good shape. They're just dirty. I think I'm gonna be able to clean this up, no problem. And I mean, they're like a size 6, looks like. No, size 5. So smaller size, but it's still people, these are like $200 boots, brand new, even for the kid size. So you've got to think about that. I mean, people are going to be looking for kid sizes and this kind of stuff on eBay, trying to get a good deal. So in my experience, this stuff sells really quick. These were brand new. She said that she had bought this for her son, and they never wore them, but they're like a toddler 12, which, I mean, there's a lot of people that I know that get their kids started on the stuff when they're that small. So these will still sell, especially in this condition. Just got to price them right. I paid $10 a pair for the boots. So, I mean, I think that I'll be able to get at least 40 or 50 bucks a pair for them pretty easily. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. And as far as the games, this was what I had, what I was all excited about. Yeah, so Yvonne's in here. She said that it sells well, in decent shape. Yeah, I actually left a lot of the stuff behind because it was not in decent shape. It was torn up and kind of gross. So there was a lot more of it. And then there were a couple of used helmets, which I don't like selling used helmets, especially if they're like I have sold used helmets, but like for collectibles, I will sell those. But I don't like selling used helmets that are kind of like meant to be used, just because you never know how many times they've been down or whatever. And I mean, it's not good to sell used helmets. But I did just sell an old vintage, like Evel Knievel red, white, and blue stars and stripes helmet from the 60s or 70s, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I went and bought it at a garage sale for $10. I listed it that night and I sold it for $70 by the time I woke up that morning. So yeah, that was a good flip. And, you know, when I listed that, though, I was like, this thing is completely destroyed. The shell's in good shape, but there's like the liner inside was rotted out and the strap didn't close. And I was just like, this is for decor or a prop. This is not for use. But, yeah, this is what I was talking about with the video games. PlayStation 2 Slim. These sell for, I mean, just the system. If it works good, you got the card and the controller and the cables, which everything I needed was there. I think this might be an app. Nope, this is an actual controller. It's just got the extension cable on it. So that's a little extra for them. And then it also came with the PS2 controller. So as long as this works, check for the brick. It needs a power brick. But it doesn't really need it. I always keep an extra one around just in case I find a PS2 that doesn't have the power brick, because you can still sell them just as the console by itself for like $30 or $40. And, you know, if you can get them without the brick, you can usually talk people down to a couple bucks for these things. And so, yeah, this by itself, just as it sits, sell on Amazon for, I think they're going for like $70 last time I looked. Might be a little less than that. But on eBay, I usually put them up and they sell pretty quick for 50 or 60, which, you know, less than $10 to ship this thing. That'll cover the cost of everything. Or the whole video game lot anyway. This was what kind of caught my eye, was the binder. Not all the slots are filled, and a lot of these are sports games, but there's some good games in here. I think Midnight Club is decent. MX versus ATV, Untamed, Unleashed. When you lot these up, they don't sell very much by themselves, but you can lot the same types of games up together into lots of like 5 or 10 games and get, you know, $10, $15. Street Fighter EX3, that's a pretty popular one. Another ATV game. Lego Batman's probably a $5 game. Another Midnight Club game. Mortal Kombat. Dave Mirra 2, I would put that in there with the ATV games. Another ATV game. Zone of the Enders, I'm not sure about that one. I don't think I've ever found it. And then Terminator 2 or Terminator 3, I don't think is worth much. Eternal Ring, that one's okay. I think it's a $5 or $10 game. Max Payne, not that good. Red Faction, not that good. Call of Duty 2, it's probably $10. Tenchu, that's a decent one, like 5 or 10. But yeah, I mean, it's nothing here that's worth hundreds of dollars or whatever. But just the way that there's just so many of the games here that I'll be able to sell these for, even if I sell them for $1 a game, there's like close to 100 games because there's another pile back there. Crazy Taxi does okay. Another ATV game. yeah, so there's a good 30 or 40 games in here, and then a big pile over here of like more ATV games. Kelly Slater's Pro Surfer, I have no idea. Probably not worth much. A lot of sports games. And I do have a disc buffer. So Prince of Persia, that's 360 game. There's a couple DVDs mixed in. And then there's some DVD-Rs that I usually just toss these. It's not worth messing around with them. Can't do anything with them anyway. More BMX. So I'll probably put all the BMX and ATV games together. Hunger Games, Grand Theft Auto. And the other thing I like to do is when you list a PS2 with a ton of games, they sell better and a little bit faster. So I'll do that. But yeah, there's another 20 games there. Not bad, not bad. And ooh, what do we have here? Thrillbillies Double Wide. And then Call of the Wild 3D. So a couple DVDs in there. And this kind of stuff can surprise you because it's like limited release stuff. The guys that produce these, they don't put out very many of them. And this is like just before the internet started getting popular. And this is produced, I see DC, and the guy that does DC, or the guy that owns DC Shoes, he's like a big race car driver, BMX guy, motocross guy, whatever, like stunt guy. He's got all kinds of crazy videos up on YouTube of him like blocking off blocks of LA and just ripping up the streets in like these $1 million sports cars. It's pretty freaking cool. But yeah, he's kind of a badass. Oh, good. I got the battery cover for that remote, which I was kind of worried about. I'll take it. And then another ATV game. So, fun stuff. You know, I always get excited about video games when I see them, no matter what. Even if I don't end up getting them, it's like, ooh, what's that? You know, because if it's something that I don't recognize, then I can look it up, learn something new, and you know, if I know what it's worth, and the guy like gives me a crazy price on it, I can just be like, yeah, okay, and walk and not be excited anymore. But all right, so finally got some questions. Diane Matthews, when you don't have the case for the game discs, how do you ship? Are there plastic or paper sleeves? So it depends for me how valuable the game is. If it's a $5 or $10 game, so basically I can list that this entire stack of games and everything in that binder as it sits probably in about an hour and a half. And it'll cost me, they basically didn't cost me anything. So if I can do that, even if I do one at a time, I'll still make money selling them if they're only $5 games. And if they're that cheap, $5 with free shipping, you know, you pay $2.61 for shipping, and it's like 50 cents for your fees. So you still end up making like $2, which, I mean, if you can do 40 listings in an hour, that's $80 eventually, which, you know, I mean, it depends on what you're willing to do. But for me, when I'm real bored, I'll sit there and knock stuff like that out, or when it's at like night or whatever, and I'm still sitting in front of the computer, I'll just work on little stuff like that. But yeah, I ship them out in paper sleeves most of the time. But if it's a more expensive game, I do have these slim jewel cases, which I can barely reach it right now. Okay, I'll just show you one of these. Yeah, there you go. I've got these slim jewel cases that they don't take up any space. You can get them at Big Lots. It's like $5 for 25 of them or something like that. When I run out and I don't have any more and I'm desperate, I go to Big Lots. But most of the time I can find these at garage sales, just stacks of them. I think I probably have about 200 or 300 of them just stored on the shelf here right now in various spots. But yeah, I'll find them at the weigh and pay sometimes, like big packages of them, and easy to have just laying around. And they really, I mean, I used to ship everything in those CD cases, but I've got a bunch of these paper sleeves, and I haven't had anybody complain yet about those. I just make sure that in the listing, I make a note that says this disc only. It will be shipped in a padded mailer inside of a paper sleeve. So I've got these DVD size mailers that I buy on eBay. I get like 250 of them or 500 of them at a time or something like that, and they're like 5 cents a piece. Is what it comes out to. So, Yvonne said that I agree. I have some good luck with more obscure independent type DVDs. Yeah, so especially when it's like the stunter videos, people like that stuff. And when you have something older and there's something that makes it a little bit more like someone would care, because of who made it or who's in it, then yeah. I mean, I've seen DVDs that weren't worth anything, but they were a bunch of no names, like a bunch of high school kids put a DVD out and managed to get it produced somehow. Maybe they had a little bit of money or something, and I end up seeing it at a thrift store, and I'll grab it just because it is what it is, get it home, and it's like impossible to find any information on it listed on eBay, and it never sells. But I don't mind taking risks on little tiny stuff like that. So I stopped at another garage sale after I was done with this lady. Actually, I think it was right before maybe, but it was a lot smaller. I was in and out. Grabbed, like skater documentaries. Skater documentaries, motorcycle stunting, like car racing, stuff like that. People really like it. It kind of falls in line with like the older hip hop cassettes and older hip hop DVDs. Just there's a market for that stuff, and some of it, if it's obscure enough, is worth a lot. So a pair of Levi's. These are like 50 cents, and they're a good color, nice and white. They look brand new. So pick those up. And then they had, these are actually Mega Blocks. However, they were, it wasn't Barbie. It was Moshi Monsters. That's what it is. You can see the little pink monster there. Yeah, and I just made sure it was in there because, I mean, it was like $1 for this bag. $2, whatever. But these stupid little things, they're kind of like little Lego minifigs. You can get, 15, 20 bucks for some of them. It's crazy how much people pay. But, I mean, if you've got a set of something like this, it looks like the set's complete and all the instructions are in there. I just got to look through it. Even though they're Mega Blocks, it's still like the right kind of content where, I'll still be able to get 10 bucks. And then hopefully that minifig is worth something. I might get 15 or 20 out of it. It was just a gamble. I was talking to the lady the whole time, so I didn't really have my phone out. I was just grabbing stuff. But this was kind of cool. You guys ever see those 550 cord bracelets? This is like a 550 cord belt loop thing. Like this loops onto your belt. And so you get like, I don't even know. This has to be at least 100 feet of 550 cord in a little pouch. And it came with little waterproof fire starter. And I just thought it was cool, so I bought it for me. But this lady, her son, made these and sold them. And he was getting like $30 each for them on eBay. And then finally he just stopped doing eBay and left them in her house, and she started asking about them. So he was like, oh, whatever, get rid of them. And there wasn't that many. There were like maybe 5 or 10 of them left. She was selling them for $5 each, though. Oh, okay. This is like a little survival kit. Ooh. So yeah, it comes with a magnesium bar, little fire steel. These are really handy. And then I don't know what this is. It's like some kind of fishing kit, maybe. I have no idea. That's like a little piece of plastic in there. At first, I thought it was some kind of fire starter, like a chemical or something. But and then I have no idea what this little silver thing. Oh, okay. It's a little X-Acto blade. It's like a surgical blade. Huh. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I was like, I'm kind of into outdoors and I like camping and stuff, and used to do like the minimum, like the minimalist camping stuff. So stuff like this is always fun. And I might even be able to put this on eBay and sell it for $25 still. I mean, it's a pretty nice one. Yeah, that's an emergency prepper kit. Yvonne asked if like you can unwrap it for emergencies. That's exactly what it's for. I don't know if you've ever seen those survival bracelets a couple years ago. They used to do that all the time, the kids. But yeah, it was just a couple of things I picked up there. Like I said, I was in and out. I think I spent maybe 3 hours when I was out today, and I made like 10 stops. And I just was trying to get home fast, and they were kind of a lot of garage sales going on, so I just hit a little area and found enough stuff to make it like this is going to keep me busy for a week. The first place that I stopped at that was actually good, where they had a lot of stuff, was a estate sale. I was saying, where the owners of the house bought or they were selling their mom's stuff, and they were just doing everything themselves, and they were like, just take it. Make us an offer. So got this purple vintage wool trench coat, Michelle Stewart. I don't know if that's a great brand, but good color, good style, and it's that time of year. I think I'll probably be able to get at least $50 or $60 for this. So yeah, starting from here, I paid $20 for everything in the box. So this is kind of what made my day. Then I got another wool trench coat. This one's red with the black trim. It's Forecaster, which that's not a great brand, but it's not a bad brand. Once again, this one's a little bit more worn out. I mean, it's not worn bad, but there's a couple spots that just like might be stains. I don't know. But it's a coat, so people are usually a little bit nicer about that stuff. I'm guessing 30, 40, $50 for this coat. So the owner of the house built it. He was a shop teacher and a carpenter and all that stuff. And I saw this gavel and I was like, oh, that's cool. At that point I kind of knew that I was just going to throw whatever I could fit in that box. I was going to get how they're for about $20. So I just started kind of grabbing some of the stuff that looked cool, but because I'd already made my money easily. But he made this back in I think the guy said they made it in the 60s from scratch. But it had a matching bowl. So this is like a walnut smasher. You stick the nut right in the middle, and it breaks the walnut. So this is all hand carved, hand turned, whatever, handmade. Are the coats double breasted? Yes. Looks like it. I think this one's double breasted. This is, let's see. Yeah, see how it comes over? Can you see that? Kind of hard to tell right now, but yeah, I think they're both the same way. Yeah, they're both double-breasted, so that's cool. Might be worth a little more then. But anyway, yeah, that thing is really cool. So it's like a vintage, handmade, hand-carved, solid wood. I don't know what kind of wood this is, but it's probably like a walnut. Get it? Walnut smasher made out of walnut. And it's not that heavy. It probably weighs a few pounds. but I'll bet that if I use the right keywords, I'll get 20 or 30 bucks out of this thing. Another thing that I just kind of threw in there because I knew that I was getting everything so cheap. I love the print on this, and I like selling purses just because they're easy, fast, and they don't take up a lot of space. Like I've got one little bin in my storage that I put all my purses in. And I don't usually have more than like 10 or 15 of them listed at a time, but when I can find a decent one for cheap, I'll grab it. But it's got a cool print on it, like this Paris print, but it's made by Relic, which I've had decent luck with in the past. This will probably sell for about $20 or $25 shipped, which, I mean, it's basically pure profit at this point. Let's see. I found a couple ashtrays. I've done okay with ashtrays. They sell a little better than I thought they do because not many people are selling them anymore and nobody's making them. But this is a set of 3 that nest into each other. And I don't know what you call this glass, but it's like a green glass, as you can see. Nothing real special about them, but, you know, I can safely ship these in a flat rate envelope. So if I get 20 bucks for them, I'll be fine. It'll take me 2 minutes to list those. And then I got this other set. It's like not really a yin and yang. It would be cool if one was black and one was white though. But it's when I first saw them, I only saw one of them, and I found the other one on the other end of on the other side of the basement. So I went back and grabbed the other one. But at first I thought it was like a paisley, so I might use that. You know how the paisley, they have the little, that shape all over. Yvonne said, for real, you want an ashtray? You probably got to go to a thrift store these days. It's true. And it's funny because we're in Colorado. Yvonne's in Colorado too. And there are a lot of people that use ashtrays these days. And it's not all for cigarettes. Actually, my girlfriend was yard selling with me last Sunday, and she saw an ashtray, and she's like, oh my God, we need one of these. You can't buy these anymore. I'm like, yeah, you can't, but I mean, that's a stupid ashtray. I'll find us a good one. So I don't think I'm going to keep any of these, but I found a couple of good ones that I've sold, and they always go pretty quick, and they always do all right. So I've heard people do the best with the big heavy ones. Like one of the things I've heard is like 10 bucks a pound is kind of the go-to on ashtrays, like the good rule of thumb. Found a set of 3 phones, and these were the phones in the house. I'm guessing they probably work just fine. They don't turn on, but even when they don't, even when the battery's dead, you can get a set of 3 batteries for like $5 shipped from China, and pop them in there and boom. But this is a pretty good one. It's got Bluetooth and everything. It came with the instructions, but yeah, it's got all the adapters and all that stuff. So, you know, I'm just going to leave these on the charger overnight, and usually a set like this will sell for anywhere from $35 to $70, depending on the model. And they always go really fast too. I love phones. Love dealing with home phones, because that's another thing that you can't really buy anymore. Like I said, they were trying to just clear out their house, so I found some just household items, you know, some dryer sheets and some Swiffer dusters. This is actually brand new in the box. And then just some cleaning supplies that I needed, you know. Gotta take care of a couple spots with the cat, and OxyClean for the stains. I might be able to use this on some of my listings even. But yeah, we're getting to the bottom here. Brand new emery cloth, or emery boards. My girlfriend uses these all the time, so I figured I'd snag them. Got a couple of pots. So I was actually making something the other day, and I was like, man, I wish I still had one of those pots with the strainer lids. And voila, found two of them, good size ones. They're cheap, but whatever. I'm gonna use them, so they will do the job. And then just some. I have no idea if these are worth anything or not. I bought these totally on chance just because they were there, and they basically didn't cost me anything. But they're knitting needles. But these are old, vintage ones, and they even have the price and made in the USA, like printed on the actual needle. So yeah, and they're all similar gem brand. So I don't know. If I get $10 for those, I'll be happy. This is another one of those things, you know, it'll take me 2 minutes to list those, and it won't cost me anything to ship. $2 to ship them. Got some nice vintage scissors too. These are like for crochet hooks. Yeah, that's what it is, crochet hooks. My bad. Sorry. I'm not into crochet, but they're vintage. They're made in the USA. That usually adds a couple dollars to them, and competes pretty good with the guys from trying to sell from China. But yeah, these are good quality USA and German made scissors and stuff. But I've done okay with this kind of thing. I mean, $5 or $10. Ships at the 3-ounce rate. Just toss it in a padded mailer and you're good. And then I always pick up dice when I find them at places like that where I'm not actually paying anything for them. It's because I'm always finding games and stuff that need the dice. And if you get enough of them, you can put them in one lot and sell them like that. And the last thing I found, which was absolutely disgusting, but I still had to do it just because of what it was. I don't even want to touch this thing. Da-da-da. It's a gold tooth, and it's freaking heavy, but it's been sitting in somebody's drawer for a while. It's really gross just to look at. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on how to take care of this thing and get the gold out, but and I don't think teeth weigh that much. This thing, yeah, I'm still a little, so gross. Yeah, my mailing scale. So, do they sell for more? I don't know. I've never found a gold tooth before. Do they sell for more when the tooth is intact? Because, I mean, the tooth, it's gross, but it's fine, you know? But it's like a solid cap on top. This thing probably weighs, I don't know. It's hard to tell when I'm holding it in my pincers or my little pliers, but it had a little bit of heft to it. So I would say probably, I don't know. Even if it's only 10 or 15 grams, looking at a few $100s. So I don't know. That might just go in my little gold stash unless I decide that I want to pay for everything that I bought today with that disgusting thing. But I know I was looking it up earlier on eBay, and they were talking about acid baths or something, which if I got to go through all that, I don't know. But I'll figure something out to do with it. It's disgusting, no. I don't even like looking at it. So gross. But yeah, that's it. That was my haul for the day. Like I said, I spent about $120, or I spent $120 on the dot all day. I paid $20 for all the stuff at the estate sale. I paid $80 total for the motorcycle gear with all the clothing, No, actually, I paid more than that. I'm sorry. I paid $145 for everything because I paid $25 for the video games, and I paid $80 for the motorcycle boots, all of the motorcycle gear, the kids' clothes. Oh, and the other thing that came that I got with the motorcycle stuff are these wheel chocks. These sell for about $35 to $50 a piece. I got 3 of these too, so $80 for all that. And then yeah, that other little tiny garage sale that I stopped at, I got that Cars movie or the Planes movie. I got the Legos and the little survival holder thing and the uh, white Levi's for $10. So, you know, do the math, 140, 150 bucks, not bad. But I have been getting up early, trying to anyway, getting on Alabama Pickers channel. Dusty, if you don't know, got to go check him out. He's kind of taken over for me since I stopped doing morning shows every day. I might have $200 just in that tooth. And so Yvonne said, I've got at least $500 there. I'm going to say I have a lot more than 500. I mean, $100 for those chalks, $50 for the phones, another $30 or $40 for that walnut cracker. Let's see, $200 for that tooth probably. And then I had all of the like 10 sets of motorcycle gear. That's going to make it $50 a piece or $50 a set minimum. I mean, just in that is close to 500, I would think, but we'll see. And then of course, a couple little knickknacks, the boots, those motorcycle boots. I mean, yeah, I did pretty good. I think I did more like 800, but we'll see. You know, with like the video games, the ashtrays, all that stuff. I mean, these ashtrays, how much do they weigh? If we go by that $10 a pound threshold that one of my buddies told me about, yeah, these are almost 2 pounds. So let's get 20, 25. But yeah, that tooth is so gross. Can't stop looking at it. Creeping me out. But yeah, at least 700 or 800. And this is going to keep me busy all week. This is what I'm going to be doing all next week. And hopefully I'll be done in time for the last couple garage sale weekends and have another week like this next week. But anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate it. You can check out my groups, the Reseller Wake Up. I post all my haul videos and stuff in there. And then I've got another group called Sourcing Connection that's been getting a lot of attention for some reason. I don't know if it's the name or some keyword I used or what, but I mean, a lot more people have been joining that group and it's been getting a little bit more active. I'm going to start posting some lots of clothing and maybe some shoe lots in there. I don't know about shoes because they're pretty easy for me to keep up with, but I'm way behind on my clothing, and I know some people are needing kind of like that quick, like big influx of cheap clothes, and I'm going to be selling them for real cheap. I mean, suits, coats, dress shirts, jeans, all that stuff. So keep an eye out over at Sourcing Connection if you're into that kind of stuff, or if you've been having trouble finding good deals in your area. What's up, Mr. Sadie? Then I encourage you guys to, if you got death piles or just stuff that you know is worth money, but you just don't feel like listing it, just make a lot and try and find somebody there that wants to buy the stuff. Because I mean, I would say you're going to need to give them a good deal for them to buy it, but I mean, if it's stuff that you didn't pay much for or stuff that you're not going to ever get around to listing, why not clear out some of that clutter? And yeah, I will see you guys in the mornings over on Dusty's channel if you watch Alabama Pickers, and I will see you probably next weekend. I might do a show Sunday morning. Don't know. Depends on what my schedule looks like with my kid and everything. But thanks everybody for watching. Like that, or hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And Bitcoin.